Were inside the plane when it went down. The impact fatal.
Right now, notification has not been made, so we can't release names.
Officials say instructors were hit and no one on the ground was hurt.
Brianna Supardi with that report. The Trump administration has exempted some major electronics like smartphones and computers from its tariffs on China.
Well, the White House says there are negotiations underway with more than 70 countries. The big one is China. And while Trump sounds like he really wants a deal,
I have great respect for President Xi. He's been, in a true sense, he's been a friend of mine for a long period of time. And I think that we'll end up working out something that's very good for both countries. I look forward to it.
Trump writing on social media, quote, "We're waiting for their call. It will happen." But that call hasn't come. Spokesperson for the Hong Kong office of China's foreign ministry writing, "We must solemnly tell the U.S., a tariff-wielding barbarian who attempts to force countries to call and beg for mercy can never expect that call from China."
Correspondent John Carl. A court battle over the future of Meta will get underway tomorrow. Founder Mark Zuckerberg fighting the federal government's effort to break up his $1.3 trillion empire and sell Instagram. If Zuckerberg can't agree to some sort of settlement with the Trump administration before the trial starts in D.C., Meta will become the second Silicon Valley giant to face antitrust proceedings. Parent company of Google, Alphabet, spent nearly 2 years in court. A judge ultimately ruling it illegally monopolized online markets for general searches. The final decision on what happens to Google and its $2 trillion empire will be determined in a separate remedies phase of the search trial. The Trump administration's DOJ is sticking to a Biden-era request to break up Google, calling for divestment of its Chrome browser while standing down on a push for Alphabet to sell its AI investments. Meta says it does not have a monopoly on social media. The company points to competing apps like TikTok, YouTube, X, Snapchat. Facebook acquired Instagram back in 2012 for $1 billion, and 2 years later, they picked up WhatsApp for $19 billion. The FTC greenlit both of these purchases. Instagram is huge, driving $32 billion in U.S. ad revenue for Meta last year. That's nearly half of the company's total revenue. What's better than going to a concert, waiting on a stupid line for 12 hours, than being lectured by a politician? Coachella sounds so fun, doesn't it? Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders traveled from a Los Angeles rally to the desert to introduce Claro, praising the singer-songwriter's political activism.
This country faces some very difficult challenges, and the future of what happens to America is dependent upon your generation.
That's from the LA Times TikTok. There's evidence that actual fun is happening at this massive show where organizers are clearly making life miserable for fans with their penny pinching. Oscar nominee Timothée Chalamet was spotted in the front row with a big smile and a backpack as Charlie XCX was on stage with Troye Sivan and Billie Eilish. Weezer, Green Day, Flavor Flav, and Lorde among the other performers yesterday. In Wisconsin, new details in the case of Nikita Kasap, who's 17 and facing homicide charges for killing his parents, part of a larger plot to assassinate President Trump and bring down the government.
Officers say they found a handgun, pried open safe, jewelry, and $14,000 cash inside the car. Investigators also say they found documents on his phone calling for the assassination of the President of the United States in order to foment a political revolution. Officials go on to claim Kasab killed his parents as a part of an effort to obtain the financial means and autonomy necessary to carry out his plan.
Johnny Fernandez reports.
Are you a New Yorker who's never been surprised by the fire? How everyone has a podcast?
I've got almost 17 subscribers.
How apartments that are called cozy are just really small?
Spacious is a state of mind.
How your friends in Jersey will never visit you?
No, I'm not coming.
Nothing surprises a New Yorker like the new monthly scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. Play the ultimate cash scratch-off game today with prizes up to $10 million. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Know a high schooler who's a natural leader? They might be one of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's next Student Visionaries of the Year. Candidates in the philanthropic leadership program gain valuable skills like project management, financial literacy, and communication, all while driving life-saving research and support for people with blood cancer. Help your student boost their college application and stand out among their peers. Learn more at lls.org/students. That's LLS.org/students.
Attention homeowners. Are you still fighting with your mortgage company to save your home? Banks are moving quickly with foreclosures. Now is the time to take action to modify your mortgage. You've heard Fine Law Offices, a 40-year-old A-plus rated law firm on the radio for years talking about saving thousands of homeowners from foreclosure. Call them for a free consultation at 1-800-503-1125. That's 1-800-503-1125. If you are behind on your mortgage, call Fine Law Offices today. 1-800-503-1125 and get the legal help you need before it's too late. At Fine Law Offices, nobody pushes their clients around. Nobody. Call 1-800-503-1125 or visit them at finelawoffices.com. That's finelawoffices.com or call Fine Law Offices at 1-800-503-1125. That's 1-800-503-1125.
You deserve a car that thrills you. A car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, we've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
Wins News Time, 4:51. Traffic and transit with Andre Farrow.
Hey, a big delay still leaving Yankee Stadium, heading towards the Cross Bronx as you head northbound on the Deegan. If you use any outbound George Washington Bridge, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. You're going to need at least 35 minutes, and the Deegan delays are severe as well, coming up from the McCombs Dam Bridge and the northbound Harlem River Drive, trying to get up to the Cross Bronx is bumper to bumper. Inbound at the George Washington Bridge, throw in 20 minutes. Lincoln Tunnel outbound, you'll need about 15. Outbound Holland, more of a 25-minute variety. Inbound Lincoln, 30, and you do have about a 20-minute delay for inbound Holland. Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn bound, seeing big volume there. If you're traveling in New Jersey on the Turnpike, we have some trouble. It's the outer roadway southbound over by interchange 8A. You have the left lane blocked with crash, and the Garden State Parkway southbound by exit 151 in Bloomfield. The right lane is blocked as you travel in the southbound direction. Traffic sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Next report, 5:01 with Jeff Jensen. I'm Andre Farrow, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Get Easter favorites at Whole Foods Market. Save 30% on no antibiotics ever bone-in spiral cut pork hams with Prime through April 15th. Carve into this juicy, sweet centerpiece for your celebratory spread. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
The AccuWeather 4-day forecast now, and meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, Choke, it's been a much nicer day than yesterday. We haven't had a ton of sunshine, but certainly we've had some compared to the cloudy day we had yesterday. And it was pretty chilly throughout yesterday, too. Temperatures are struggling to get much past 40 degrees. Tonight, the sky is going to turn out partly cloudy, low 46 in the city. It's going to be closer to 40 in many suburbs. A milder day tomorrow with more clouds and sunshine. High back up to around 64. And it will turn out mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a couple of showers moving through, low 51. And some spots could still see a shower on Tuesday. It'll still be pretty mild, too, with a high of 66. With clouds breaking through some sun, it will be a windy day on Tuesday as well. Then Wednesday will be brisk, and it will be noticeably chillier. Clouds will give way to sunshine, high 53. A little milder by Thursday. A very nice day, though. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures into the upper 50s. It's mostly cloudy again right now in Midtown with 57 degrees going down to 46 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Traditional blessing of the rides happened this morning, and Dino's Wonder Wheel Park is open for the season. Kay DuPont is from the Salton Sea Mission. Dennis Verderis is the co-owner of Dino's Wonder Wheel. His nephew grabbed the mic at the blessing to share his thoughts on a proposed casino for the area.
Coney Island specialty. And in my opinion, that it's not right for a casino. Yeah. So, for me, Coney Island was always a place where people would come to find themselves, not necessarily lose their life savings.
Let's get right to the point there. The entire park now open, and this season, a big fun card is offering new discounts for families. There's a way to make a quick nap even better, and it involves having caffeine right before.
There's a buzzy new trick to beating that sleepy feeling, a coffee nap. A nutritionist with the European retailer Coffee Friend says drinking coffee right before you close your eyes can be more effective than either coffee or a nap by itself. Nicola Ludlam Rain tells the New York Post caffeine takes about 20 minutes to hit your system, right around the time your nap is ending. Result, you wake up with a double shot of energy. It improved reaction times, alertness, and cognitive function. But be careful not to overbrew that coffee and keep napping to 20 minutes. Deborah Rodriguez for 1010 Wins.
On 92.3 FM, Bloomberg Money Watch next.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 2nd when the Yankees host the Tampa Bay Rays and be ready to receive a Yankees promotional giveaway. It's Jazz Chisholm Jr. basketball jersey night. Presented by StubHub. The first 18,000 guests will receive a Jazz Chisholm Jr. basketball jersey. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss the Yankees and Rays for Jazz Chisholm basketball jersey night. Presented by StubHub on Friday, May 2nd. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Paid actors represent actual clients.
After my car crash, the insurance company wasn't fair. My attorneys now at the Barnes firm got me $2.5 million.
I was hurt in a car accident. My attorney now at the Barnes firm, they got me $6 million.
I'm Rich Barnes. How much is your case worth? You might be surprised. Call the Barnes firm now and let us help you get the best result possible. Past results don't predict future outcomes. Manhattan, Long Island.
Here's Bloomberg Money Watch.
Forget about the 9 to 5. The average American workday now begins before 8 and ends at 4:39 p.m. Productivity software company ActiveTrack studied 200,000 workers across the country. They found the average worker logs in at 7:49 a.m., making the new workday around 8 hours and 50 minutes. A couple of years ago, ActiveTrack said people were working 9.5 hours a day, but we're more productive now. ActiveTrack says employees are now working in focused 24-minute spurts. This is a significant shift where shorter days and sharper bursts of effort are redefining work. Meantime, weekend work is on the rise as our weekdays become shorter. People have grown more comfortable with flexibility, so many don't mind coming out of work early Monday to Friday and leaving the remaining assignments for the weekends. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Courtney Dunhoe for 10 Wins.
On 92.3 FM.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia. So hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. With Audien Hearing, you can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair. And they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health. And with over 1 million customers, Audien is easy to trust. Visit AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN Hearing.com.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase a single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Scott Stanford here with my good buddy Michael Barish from Barish and McGarry. They're the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Michael, there is a real problem for civilians in the 9/11 community.
That's right. They don't know that they're eligible for both the Victim Compensation Fund and the World Trade Center Health Program. The 9/11 Notice Act makes it mandatory for companies to advise their former employees south of Canal Street that they are entitled to these benefits.
And what should people do if they have not heard from those former employers?
Reach out to us. Let us enroll you in both programs, and we'll reach out to your companies to make sure they know their obligation.
We always talk about how you take this so personal.
They've now linked 69 cancers, and we've lost 2 employees, and so many other people like me are cancer survivors. I want to make sure everybody accesses the benefits to which they are entitled.
It is really easy to see if you qualify for the World Trade Center Health Program and a cash award from the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund. All you have to do is log on to 911awards.com. That's 911awards with an S.com. Barish and McGarry, they are the lawyers for the 9/11 community.
WINS, WINS FM and HD1 New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Jake Angelo and Madison Petta are service aides. Gary Scott at the editor's desk, and on a show for Lila.
All news, all the time. This
This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good afternoon, 57 degrees, a little bit of sunshine at 5 o'clock. I'm Bobby Vaughn, and here's what's happening. Well, we still don't know what caused last week's helicopter crash, but Senator Schumer wants a crackdown on sightseeing tours and for the operator to lose its license. A double shooting in Bayside, Queens, one that may have been a case of domestic violence after what police sources call a love triangle. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his family safely escaped a fire overnight at the official governor's mansion. Now, police are looking for an arsonist. Another deadly Russian airstrike in Ukraine today, with Russia showing no apparent interest in the partial ceasefire brokered by the U.S. Officials on Long Island trying to head off a mosquito problem this summer by bringing in bats. The flying mammals apparently love themselves a tasty mosquito treat. Well, the Mets playing a late afternoon game in Oakland today. Earlier, the Yankees fell short against the Giants in the Bronx, while the Knicks and Nets played their final game of the regular season in Brooklyn. Knicks won, and the Islanders skating past the Devils. AccuWeather says clouds breaking for a little sunshine this afternoon and partly cloudy and low 46 tonight in Midtown. Wins News Time is 5:01. Traffic and transit now in Jeff Jensen.
And some very slow traffic in Queens. Don, as you travel on the eastbound side of the LIE, starting right from Grand Avenue out to the Grand Central Parkway. Westbound, some slowdowns right by the LIE, right by the Grand Central. And on the Van Wick Catania northbound to Linden Boulevard up to Atlantic Avenue. Traffic in Brooklyn on the outbound Gowanus Expressway. Get a word of a crash right by the Prospect, then you're pretty much slow both ways into Atlantic Avenue. A couple issues in New Jersey right now. Parkway accident. The good news is it's all on the shoulder. Northbound at exit 145, southbound at exit 151. That crash blocks the right lane. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Try to go to the lower level of the GWB to save time. About a 20-minute ride inbound to the upper level, maybe a little less, and about a half an hour outbound. You're pretty tight from the Cross Bronx going back to before the Bronx and the Parkway. Lincoln's not bad. It's slow once you get onto 495. Holland Tunnel, 15 minutes out of town, 5% into the city. And this report sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report, 511, 10 Wins on 92.3 FM.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if you can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Well, just days after a deadly crash, a call to crack down on flights of sightseeing helicopters in the skies over New York City. That demand coming today from Senator Chuck Schumer. He wants stricter licensing requirements for all helicopter tour operators and more random inspections as well.
So I'm demanding the FAA increase what are called ramp inspections at other helicopter tour companies. A ramp inspection is a surprise inspection. They show up unannounced and check if things are on the level and the helicopters are doing the right thing.
Now, in addition, he wants the FAA to immediately revoke the license of the doomed helicopter's tour operator. A family of 5 from Spain was on board. They died along with the pilot, 3 children among the victims. Meanwhile, dive teams are back in the chilly waters of the Hudson River today, trying to recover the rest of the wreckage. The chopper didn't have a black box, flight recorder, or video cameras on board, so the debris could be key in figuring out what went wrong. So far, the